Rampage Jackson and Josh Emmett discuss getting nervous before fights. Josh Emmett says that he actually does not get nervous whatsoever, and Rampage adds that the only 2 fights that he wasn't nervous for, he got beat up.
I don't know. I get nervous when my friends fight and stuff. Like, I'm like moving around. My heart's like, racing. But it's like when I fight, I'm like, I don't know, just being so prepared. And the only thing that just kind of I'm uneasy about is just like, you don't know what's going to happen in there. It's like I'm going to floor a sports car into a tree with no seatbelt. I hope everything turns out for the best, but you have no idea. I'm serious.
You've never gotten nervous for any of your fights, even your amateur fights?
No, I don't get nervous. My very first amateur fight, I told Danny Castillo, my coach, and my coach, I said, is it bad that I'm not nervous? Because I didn't know. I never fought MMA. And they're like, no, it's good. I was like, all right.
Man, my worst 2 ass whoopings was when I didn't get nervous. One was it both Vanderlei? Because the first time I fought him, yeah, both was Vanderlei. The first time I fought him, I had just fought Chuck 45 minutes before. So I didn't get nervous for that second fight. I guess, I don't know what's the science behind it, the adrenaline dump, whatever. And then the second time I fought him, I had like, it's when I became real religious, and I had like a religious awakening, like right before, like maybe the night before or something like that, night before or the morning of, and I went out there and I wasn't nervous, and like, my 2 worst ass whoopings.
Wow.
But that's mine.
Were those was it a tournament when you're?
The first time I fought him, it was a tournament.
Yeah.
It was the Pride Grand Prix.
That's so crazy. Yeah. Just fight multiple times like that in a night. I couldn't imagine.
2 times, yeah.
That's crazy, right?
But then you knocked him out in the UFC though.
Yeah, right? I knocked him out. Yeah, I always.
And were you nervous for that one?
Yeah, really? yeah. That's one of my most nervous fights.
Yeah, okay.
I was super nervous because come on, somebody kicked the out of me twice before that. And everybody thought that he had my number and that, you know what I'm saying, I didn't stand a chance. If you go back and watch that fight, the people I'm not gonna say their names, but the people that sits close to the cage and stuff like that, they always upset, bro. That's one of my prideful moments when I see how upset they were.
Spoil their plan.
Oh man, that fight mean more to me than winning the belt.
Dana White announced 2 more fights last night for UFC 299 and UFC 300.
What's up, guys? I just got back from vacation. 2 fight announcements for you. First, the co-main event in Miami, March 9th, UFC 299 will be number 3 ranked lightweight Dustin Poirier versus number 12 ranked Benoit Saint-Denis. Saint-Denis is on a 5-fight win streak with all 5 coming by finish before the 3rd round. He's been saying that he believes he's the new BMF of the UFC, and he'll have the opportunity to prove it against Dustin Poirier, who is an absolute savage and always goes to war. These 2 guys agreed to fight, but they both wanted a 5-round fight, so they got it. That is the co-main event of the Miami show. Next, for UFC 300. Number 1 ranked lightweight Charles Oliveira is taking on number 4 ranked Arman Tsarukyan in a number 1 contender fight. Oliveira was supposed to fight the champ Islam Makhachev, but Islam is still recovering from an injury. Tsarukyan is coming off a vicious knockout of Beneil Dariush. The winner will face Islam when he returns this summer. So, there's 2 big fight announcements for you now. I'll have more for you Tuesday after matchmaking. It's good to be back. See you Tuesday.
Belal Muhammad explains what it's like training in Dagestan. Speaking to MMA Junkie, Belal said a lot of their stuff that we do when we go live, where we go hard, is like we're working. Over here, I do a lot of specific drilling with my team, my guys here. When it's over there, I've got to be ready to go. I've got to be ready to be in shape. It's an uncomfortable feeling. A lot of these guys, they're not who I'm with every single day, so every round is a lot harder. Every round feels like it's a new fight. I think that's an advantage for me, because with a lot of these fighters, you don't get that uncomfortable feeling until you get to fight night where it's like, all right, now it's finally here. I've been thinking about this guy for a month. You've had looks, but you haven't had the specific guy who's in front of you right now. Jon Anik expresses his frustration with Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler allegedly not fighting in the lightweight division. Anik thinks the fight makes much more sense at 155 over 185.
I have long been frustrated that Conor McGregor has not competed in what I believe is his optimal weight class, 155 pounds in the UFC. He has one singular win at lightweight in his UFC career. It was for the title against Eddie Alvarez. He never defended the lightweight championship. And I don't believe for a second that this fight with Michael Chandler is going to take place at 155 pounds, even though that would make the fight, in my mind, exponentially more relevant as far as one of the belts is concerned. Let's hope they don't do Leon Edwards and Conor McGregor for the UFC's undisputed welterweight championship, right? I mean, Conor McGregor certainly does not deserve that opportunity, but as the biggest name in mixed martial arts history, I wouldn't put it past him to get a championship fight upon this return. I don't think it's going to be that. I don't think it's going to be 155 pounds. I just hope it's not 85, Kenny. Like, what are we doing?
Tom Aspinall posted a video to his TikTok today with the aging filter. Tom wrote, waiting for Jon Jones, like, Israel Adesanya reveals his corner advised him against going for broke in the 5th round against Sean Strickland. Speaking to Teddy Atlas, Izzy said, so I got to a point in the fight, right, where I was at the end of the round and I remember looking. I looked down. As I looked down, I saw driblets of blood and I was like, okay, damn, he got me with that jab. I never lost hope. I went back to the corner. I was like, right, we go this round. We must go this round. So I was even like, I asked Eugene in the 5th round, like, is this the 5th round? And he said, yeah. I was like, right. And I said, should I just go out there and go? I wanted to, like, kind of was like, f it, let's go. Like, if I die, I die. Like, go out on your shield. Today, Ian Garry made an appearance on the MMA Hour with Ariel Helwani. He discussed the backlash he has received from the MMA community these past few months and had words for both Sean Strickland and Colby Covington. A link to the full interview will be in the description. So there's a clip from this interview that's going around social media. It's when Ian is discussing Sean Strickland. People think Ian may have been reading from a script.
Or mentions me, my wife, and my family in that way, I'm going to get my hands on. And in an ideal world, towards the end of the year, I don't think Sean Strickland's going to be world champion anymore. And I believe there's absolutely an opportunity for me to step up to middleweight and give him a hiding. And maybe I'll beat him so bad that he'll forget all that trauma from his childhood and he can thank me.
What do you guys think? Do you think Ian is reading pre-written lines? Or do you think he's just looking down? Post your opinions in the comments. And that's going to wrap it up for the news. Thanks for watching. For daily MMA news and content, subscribe to Full Mount MMA and click the bell icon to be notified when we post videos. Here are the 3 top comments from last video. The first one says, Patty keeps talking about the haters, when in reality, nobody actually cares about him. The second one's from Sway. It says, Dreek is sparring Volkanovski is the most Volkanovski thing ever. And the final one's from Son of J817. It says, I agree that shooting Roman candles at each other isn't the safest of activities, but considering that Sean was just on Theo Von's podcast talking about how he likes to fly through red lights at 120 miles per hour on his motorcycle, I'm surprised that people worrying about his well-being aren't more focused on that. Those were the 3 top comments from last video. If you want to be featured in the next one, all you have to do is comment down below. And if you missed yesterday's news, click the video on screen right now to get caught up.